So I just wanted to make a video describing and going over what's behind the thought process on sheet metal replacement. At least from my eyes, whenever I have a car like this behind me with the Shelby, I'm going to go around the car. I'm going to show you some of the body panels that are on it in detail. I'll get up close to it with a screwdriver and show you what helps me decide if I'm saving a panel and patching it or if I'm just replacing the whole panel. Because in most of my videos, I do some of the worst cars that are out there for Mustangs. The rustiest stuff. Those are the cars that I like to do, bring them back from the dead. And then the comments that I always get, which doesn't bother me, are, you know, not all the comments, but just some of the ones that people comment on where, well, all the panels are replaced. The whole car is basically a new car now. It's made in Taiwan. And I just am curious at what the rebuttal is to that on their end of, so what's the other option? That's what I always think. What's my other option? Should I be patching all these pieces? Because I've gotten some comments on this Shelby already saying that, you know, it's not too bad and, you know, it looks like you could save this and that panel. So I'm going to take you around to show you up close some of the panels that are coming off this car and what I've discovered now that I've taken it apart, just to show you why I'm replacing the panels in question here. So I'll start with some of the unboltable panels. Door, for example, here on this side. So just for fun, I counted on this side of the car in particular. This door has 26 bolt holes going through it. This door in particular. You can see up close, this was someone's target practice. Which adds to the coolness of what this was, being a Shelby that someone just shot it up. It just makes it more interesting, especially with the racing decals that are on it that someone had put on it. That they painted on, but just annihilated on the skin here itself. So let's patch those 26 bullet holes, and then we'll just do this whole lip here. That's completely gone. And then it just gets juicier after that. As you can see, let me grab my flashlight. There's nothing left to the bottom of this door. I can see the whole way up into the top side. It's actually rusted into the face of the bottom of the door, going around the side of the door here. I mean, how bad that is at the top side, at the back of this door, is pretty remarkable, actually. This one's one of the more rough condition doors that I've seen. The top door hinge plate there, I mean, the rust that it's almost where that door hinge is going to bust off of there. So this one's pretty bad in my opinion, as far as doors go. But fender, similar way, the whole bottom of the fender would need patched. There is some spots on the top side of the fender, very front of this fender. I don't know what actually happened to the whole front of that fender there, but it's got a huge hole in it now. Trunk lid, same kind of look as the door. The whole bottom lip of this trunk is gone the whole way across, and it's twisted. It must have been closed pretty hard whenever the hinges weren't working properly. This side it has a complete bend in it that it shouldn't. Unlike the other side, you can see the rust falling out. But even just into where the latch is, those holes shouldn't be there. So the whole bottom lip of that's gone. So you'd have to untwist it, de-skin it, reskin it, clean the rust that's in between. In my opinion, that's no good. So coming into the body of this car, unfortunately, just across the taillight panel, it's smashed in here. And at this point here, if you can tell, it's no longer straight. It's bent every which way. But just the amount of rust that's on it, and surface rust, is rusted around the edges to where there's holes through it on both sides. I'm going to use it as my template to know exactly where the holes are for that GT350 badge that it gets. The rear window panel, I'm hoping, is something that is actually savable on this car. It appears to be in decent shape. I'll know more once I remove that lead from that. But this quarter panel here, And just for fun, I counted the bullet holes in this quarter panel, and there's 22 of them. Mostly in this side section here, and you can see just a spray of the bullets there that didn't go through, but there's just holes all the way around it. That section in particular is pretty rough, which has gone through the inner skeleton structure of the body also and blued out the backside. So it's rusted all around this quarter window frame, which is impressively bad, which I've known with Shelby's. They weren't real particular on how they cut things apart back in the day. You can see just how rough and just blown through those edges are, almost like they just hit it with an air hammer or chisel or something like that to just blow out that inner structure to get those quarter windows in, because it's all going to get covered up in the end. So they weren't too caring about the finish on that end. They did the same thing with tail lights in the 67 up ones. They just cut those out. They didn't clean them up. It was just they were just trying to get it done. So you can see there's a hole on the top of it actually too, and some of the spray that got up on top. Bottom of the quarter's gone, the lip of the quarter's gone around, and the bottom on this side. So in my opinion, this quarter is not useful. Which goes for, that's this whole side of the car. The other side is just about the same. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, but just it needs all these outside panels replaced, completely replaced. There's no saving a quarter panel like that. I could, but it would just be astronomical, the cost that you would have into repairing something like that. And even the metal that's there, you can see the surface rust coming through on all of it. It would just need a skim coat of body filler on it just to hide those pits that are on it, because they're pretty deep pitting. And then the patch panels that you'd have in place, so that weld seam that needs body filler, it just would be a complete mess and waste of time on something like these panels in particular. I mean, that door panel is completely gone. And strangely enough, this car is rusted bad on the top side, just from the way it sat. All the windows were all shot out of it. There was glass broken in the doors, and you can see that the glass in the front, there was shards of glass in the front and the back. So I think all the glass was shot out at some point, and then it sat outside for a long time because it's rusted on the top side pretty bad. I'll show you here. But it's just starting to peek through all around the edges. That goes down through the interior there. And it's like that around the edge, especially on this side. It'll be like that the whole way if I poke through, going back to the back corner. Even the back here, that's going through probably about 4 or 5 inches out, and it's the same way on both sides. That side, it's actually peeling apart on the roof. Like I could pop that roof skin off with how it's rusting out of there. And you can see the lead seam is starting to push out. And usually whenever that lead's starting to push out, it's because the rust behind that lead seam is popping the layers. There's 3 layers of metal that are right here. The roof skin, quarter, and then the metal structure on the inside of the car. So just those layers and that buildup, they start pushing apart, and that pushes that lead out. So it just top to bottom, it's pretty rough. And even just the roof, I mean, you can see I just can jam down in there, and it's like that the whole way around. So the roof has to come off also in a case like this, because it is rusted the whole way around the roof skin. And I need to get these drip rails off because these drip rail channels need replaced. You can see on the inside, let's see if I need my light. On the inside here, you can see the rust that's building up in there pretty good. Going along the top, and you can see that it goes the whole way. I mean, there I'm pushing up through the roof. And it goes the whole way up through the roof. So I have to get these drip rail channels off completely, which are welded underneath the roof skin on these cars, on all the fastbacks, all the coupes. They're welded underneath of it. So to replace the whole thing, the roof has to come off for that too. So it's going to get a roof skin, it's going to get drip rail channels, because you can see it's blowing out the whole way around and it goes the whole way up. I mean, I'm go through it the whole way along. There's nothing there. And even at the bottom, it starts to get through. This just had water that just was sitting. It just was able to get into these places that normally don't. You can see even on this A-pillar here, it's gotten through in some of these spots. This A-pillar will get saved. I'll use this A-pillar over. I'll just patch this stuff here. And it looks like it almost took a little bit of a hit right here. It's dented in. So I'll pop that back out, but I'll save these pillars. And the B pillars look like they're going to be all right also, but they'll get blasted in the process. They'll probably need these bottom sections a little bit, but they're good to use original B pillars. Rockers on this car look to be all right, except for on this side has this blown out spot for some reason. Just in that spot, there was probably a mouse nest there, is my guess, because that just seems to be the only rough spot. The other side looks better than this. So that will just get patched, because new rockers just aren't the greatest of shaping, especially on this point here. This is a little bit more clean, crisp of a bend to go with your door line. So I like to use those. Firewall forward is decent on this car. The cowl side panels are decent. You can see there's rust going up through there. But the cowl is going to have to come off to get the lower cowl, because that's blown out. So that will get fixed in that process. But the side panels are pretty nice. They're pretty heavily seam sealed on this car. Front end, the aprons are all going to be usable. I'll just patch this hole that someone cut out in this. Frame rails are in decent shape. It's just the fronts. They cut this section out for some reason with the bumper brackets that they had welded on. And the same thing on the other side. So just that stuff will get patched. So most of the firewall forward will get used again, but all the outside panels have to be changed. It's going to get a one-piece floor, because it is the whole way around. The rear frame rails need replaced also, because they're bad front and back. But you can see it's the whole floor pan. The tunnel's been cut. So even just that tunnel would have to be patched if you're doing things individually. But replacing a full pan, you don't have seams that are welded in the end that you have to hide, or trying to blend with seam sealer or anything like that. So, and you can see the rust that's behind this double panel there. But it goes the whole way up through the transition pan back. These are blown out on both sides. It's the same rust on that side. That side was already patched, so that has to be undone and cut out. Inner wheelhouses will get reused. They'll just get patched on the bottom. I like to keep those in place because it helps hold some of the structure. But I'll climb in here to show you some of the back end and the inside, because some of this inner structure is pretty rough. You can see on the top here how the rust really started to get into this corner here. So I'll have to make some patching. I mean, just how that's cut out, that's how they did it. So it may look ugly, but that's how they did it to get those quarter windows in. You can see this side matches the same way. So that stuff I'll leave ugly like it's supposed to be. But like I said, it gets covered. But this stuff is gonna all have to be patched. This bracing on the back side here, you can see, is just blown out. That stuff will most likely get patched, because I don't want to change out this interior panel, because that's half decent. It's just some of the surrounding stuff that has the rust in it that you can see. So that'll just get patched, the inner structure. But even going back to the trunk there, you can see trunk floors are gone. That whole bottom lip of that one's completely gone. You can see into the frame rail on the top side of both of them. rear trunk brace. You can see the holes going through that the whole way across. So it's going to get one of the big one-piece floors because it needs all of it. There's no patching this type of stuff unless you're crazy and you have a lot of time on your hands. But in the end, it's cleaner for that one-piece panel to go in place on all that stuff. You can see the grip rails on this side. These ones are going pretty far up, but there's rust in all this. Drip rail too going up through the roof. And the front side of this one's a little bit worse than the other side. That's all one big hole. Hole going through the A-pillar there. Bottom of the A-pillar is rusting out there. So that's a look, more of a close-up look on this Shelby in particular. So you can see what I'm working with a little bit to know why I make that judgment call of replacing all the outside panels. I don't just go willy-nilly replacing panels just because it's fun. It has to make sense to not replace it completely. But as you can see from all that stuff, this stuff just needs completely replaced. All the outside panels need completely replaced. Just the way that the car sat over those years. I mean, it takes a lot to get a door to rust out that bad, which is strange because that's rusted out that bad, but the front frame rail, whole front clip is pretty nice. It's really nice for this car for having the back end rust that it does. So just a strange rust scenario, but one thing I forgot, the dash. I didn't even look at the dash when I first looked at this car, but I mean, the whole bottom of the dash is gone. Look at the ashtray area. I mean, the holes going through the dash the whole way across. So it needs a dash also, unfortunately. I mean, there's no patching that. The whole bottom side of the dash is gone. So that's what I'm doing. All those panels need replaced. So you'll see them get cut off here and they're gone. I'm gonna cut the quarter panels off in a video that you'll see, because I'm gonna try and just save them, clean them as much as I can for a wall hanger. They're gonna go back to the owner to be displayed. But that's the process. That's what I'm looking at. I get up close. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a detail on this car in particular and what I'm working with, so that you can see why I'm replacing what I'm replacing. Hopefully I'm not being repetitive. I just want to get it out there of, you know, when you don't see it up close, some stuff looks nice, but it's really not. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. I know I've been rambling on this video, but little bit different type of video. Just wanted to show you the process behind the decision making that's going on. So thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one.